I want to tell a story about processing emotions. I keep saying processing emotions, turning towards it. I want to just tell you a story. I just spent 14 days, I've just told you this, camping alone on the hill. And before I went, I was exploring interstitial moments and these undercurrents of thoughts that happen, these little, they're twos, okay, on our scale, they're twos, going, rumbling going on, that we don't really know what the words are. And it's kind of like, I might have mentioned this today, it's like there's two guys in the brain going, hey, that's not going to be helpful for her to feel that, let's make her hold her breath, and then you don't feel it. And then you don't feel it. And you just go, I'm holding my breath. Why is that? Okay, let me breathe. And then you go on. It's not convenient to feel it. Well, the last day of my retreat, I'd been there 14 days, and I was just happy. I'd done what I needed to do. I did a lot of purifying. I had a lot of insights. I was ready to go. I just was feeling blessed. And just before, there was a meditation I wanted to do. I had what I call my launch chair. It was a chair I sit in that was kind of back like this, and my back could be straight. And I just have a panoramic view of the ocean. I'm on this jut of land that kind of goes out into the ocean. So that's where I got a lot of this expansive stuff. I just was doing a lot of expansive meditations there. And I had this one meditation. It was just, I can't wait to do it. It was one I recorded and wanted to listen to. And just before I did it, I said, let me jot down some notes. I had some notes for the retreat. That's what I guided yesterday, actually. I had some notes for the retreat. I'm going to write it down, and I wrote it down. And then I thought about, that's right. I'm going to be going home. There's going to be other things going on. And in that moment, I stopped and went, that's the first time I haven't been here. I've been thinking about the future, right? I'm not here. I go, okay. Let me just kind of come back here. Okay, good. I'm going to get up. I'm going to do my meditation. I got up to get water, and this is the interstitial moment. And just before I got up to get water, and I looked down and went, there's just a little tension here in the chest, some little thing. Maybe it's an emotion. Maybe it's a burp. Who knows? And I went and I got water and I stretched and I got ready to sit down in my chair. And I'm in my launch chair and I'm ready to go. And I thought, okay, before I do the meditation, let me do a scan. I have to see what's going on, right? I have you guys do a check-in at the beginning of every meditation before, who's home? What's happening? Before you go, I'm going to do this. Let's see who the players are. And I sat down and went, okay, let me just scan through what's going on. And that thing in my chest was now like a kind of tight knot. And I thought, that must have happened during that interstitial time. Something must have gone in there, right? And I thought, all right, I'm at the place for it. I'm in my launch chair. I know how to purify. Oh boy, here we go. And I sat there and went, okay, I know what to do. I was in the chair, expansive. And as opposed to just, usually I tune into it, I relax around it, I allow it, I let it flow. Oh no, I'm full throttle here. I don't get happier than after 14 days on a hill. Come on. So I just opened. I said, how wide can I open? It was welcome, come. It was like birth to greatness. It was like, let it out. It was like opening this, let it out to the whole ocean. Let it be as wide as that. I just totally opened. And then this energy started coming up. Right, this emotional energy, and I knew it was emotional energy coming, and then it got like a turbocharge, and it just went like much more. I mean, it was like a tight knot, but it wasn't like I didn't have a drama. I was actually kind of happy, right? This huge thing of emotion came out. I mean, it was just like huge, and as it was flooding out of me, there was no, and I was like, cool, leave, go, but it was a lot. And as it came out, it was unmistakably the flavor of shame. And I thought, shame? And there was like a tiny little anxiety in the back, like, oh no, this will happen. But this was full throttle shame. And I thought, I don't really have a story for shame. I got stories for anxiety, anger, fear, sadness. I got plenty of stories I can pull up for reasons for those, But shame? I thought, I didn't really have a story for that. Well, there was something down there. And it wasn't until I was thinking of doing this Dharma talk that I realized I'd done a lot of purification, but my issues with food went back to childhood. And did I clear out every little pocket of shame on there? Probably not. probably not. And it wasn't until I was doing this Dharma talk, I thought, it's probably connected. That's when I was in Shame City. That was 30 years ago or 20 years ago. So it wasn't any recent thing I thought of, but it was down under some rock and ready to come out. And when it came out, it just shot out, and then it kind of stopped. And I had this light, euphoric, that's when you know you've really released something, when it's a kind of high. I remember leaving a sweat lodge with Shinzen one time. And I said, Shinzen, what's going on? I said, I was kind of tired and depressed coming here, and I'm leaving, and I'm kind of euphoric and feeling light. And Shinzen said, that's the taste of purification. And I went, okay. Like that was the beginning of me understanding when you've let a load out, you're lighter. You're just lighter. And I was like, this, wow. I just kept saying, wow. I felt so like, and of course I wanted to write it down, right? And I started to write it down, and then I said, okay, now, okay, I'm going to do that meditation I wanted to do. And I sat down and I said, wait, let me just scan down again, see if anything's left. Anything else want to come out? The invitation's open. And it was gone. There was like vapor in a room after people leave. It was gone. And I thought, wow. But at the time, I didn't know there was no story. I went, wow, you can let that out with no story? Wow. It's just about creating the space and it will come, right? The taste of purification is so deliciously satisfying. We're talking about satisfaction. The two things I think are most satisfying are purification and mudita, which we don't even have a word for in our language. Mudita gets translated as sympathetic joy, but it's when your student or someone else gets an aha or growth, or they own something, you're like, parents get it with children. It's just the sweetest feeling in the world. And purification and mudita to me are like satisfaction city. And I wish you all a taste of purification and mudita. And if you ever find yourself holding your breath, I know my cue now is to go, I'm going to assume there's a mother lode in there wanting to come out. And instead of going, I'll handle it later, I'm going to go, I'm going to create a space. And who knows, maybe if I create a big enough space, something that big that wanted to come through said, I can fit through that. And it'll shoot out. So this is my invitation to you to turn towards and let a breath hold be a cue. And it may mean a moment of an inconvenient feeling, but boy, these issues, whether it's public speaking or anxiety or whatever, these are our arrows that point us to what we need to work on, what we need to let go of, whether it's to have compassion for yourself or patience for yourself or befriend your body and stop hating it, or change your relationship to the voice in your head, maybe give it a funny name, or just allow the emotions to move on through. Shinzen's biggest compliment is you've done a lot of purification. That's his biggest compliment. So I know each of us has emotions and judgments that we can release and process and purify. And I invite you to dive in with abandon. Let those emotions flow on through. I want to say you have nothing to lose. You have everything to lose. It gets in the way of your true self. Everything to let go of. And everything to gain. It's a beautiful ride, and I wish it for you all. Thank you.